People on Twitter are debating whether having children is evil. Apparently, bringing kids into this world is a crime now because they might possibly have a bad life. So people are really mad over this tweet. People who are still choosing to have children. Why? Do you honestly think they're going to have a good life, let alone a habitable planet when they are older? It boggles my mind. I'm genuinely curious why anyone would want to bring an innocent life into this hellhole. Well, there's a pretty simple answer to that. Just because your life sucks doesn't mean everybody else's does as well. So number one, people are free to do as they please. So if they want to go and have kids, as long as they can nicely take care of them, I don't think you should be guilt tripping them for having them. Number two, I'm not too sure about this one. You guys can obviously fact check and, do your own research. But I remember Elon Musk saying like in an interview that the world may have an underpopulation problem because a lot of people are getting educated and, they don't want to have kids because they're working all the time. Basically, the birth rate in a lot of developed countries is getting low. What I heard is you need a 2.0 birth rate to maintain a population. Basically, the logic is you need two humans to produce one child, so you need to have two kids if you want to maintain the population, and more than two kids if you want to grow the population. Now, some countries like Japan, for example, are having a crisis with their birth rate because it's like 1.34 or something. Japan has it so bad that some like primary schools are left with 2 students in their whole like cohort. And what's ending up happening is that these primary schools are closing down in rural areas. Now, they also say that you won't be able to live on the planet when you're older. I'm not too sure about this one. So people have been saying this for ages and ages. And at this point, I've just stopped believing in the whole thing. Like 2012, the world is ending. 2016, the world is ending. An asteroid is coming and crashing into Earth. 2020, now it's really ending. And every time these scientists behind all of this research, they come up with one of these wild predictions or something. By the way, even if you get the prediction right, nobody cares because we'll all be dead. So stop making these goddamn predictions. But I believe they all have like some sort of an agenda or something. Whenever you hear the word scientist, people just froth at the mouth and they're like, oh, well, the scientist said it happened, so it's trustworthy. Like, the scientists are funded, okay, by some mother flipper, okay? They got some sort of agenda. When I put 200K in your pocket, are you a scientist anymore or are you my little dog? It's kind of like that food study we read about before where the cereals are apparently the healthiest food on the planet and all these natural foods like eggs and chicken breast are extremely unhealthy for you. It's clearly like these are funded by these mega corporations, even though they may claim to be scientific studies. I feel like human greed is underestimated, like what people will actually do for money. Spoiler alert, anything. They'll do anything. Now, they also say, why would anyone want to bring an innocent life into this hellhole? And to that I say, you can say that at literally any point in history. Like in 2023, we have some of the most comfortable and luxurious lives in human history, right? Sure, we have a lot of problems. Like, I'm not denying that, right? I'm just saying we have it better than a lot of our ancestors, You really could have said this at any point in history. True, but the planet has never been at the tipping point like it is now. What are you actually talking about? I'm afraid I'm gonna have to diagnose you again, okay? This main character syndrome. They feel like they're this like hero, okay? All of us are just like bots or something. They're this one hero fighting against the destruction of the planet while everybody's brainwashed having their flippin' kids, right? Disgusting, evil. How are you bringing little Timmy into this world? Be like me, a loser, whining on Twitter. I mean, you say we have it pretty bad, but I would prefer to live now than through the world wars, I mean, I may have to rethink that honestly. Like losing my PS4 controller was pretty traumatizing. I don't think the soldiers in the trenches could actually feel my pain, especially when I dropped that Pringle on the floor. God damn, my day was ruined, bro. It was just ridiculously damaging to my psyche. I honestly think I have PTSD. I think I'd rather live in the war age, I mean, I think it's really hurtful that you would even compare my suffering to like a nuclear bomb or something. Really? Then they go on this like smug rant. No one wants to answer lol. It's almost as if there's no reason to have kids in this day and age. I can give you a million answers and you ignored like all the replies. I mean, there's literally a million reasons to have kids. People literally describe it as one of the best decisions of their life. I mean, in your case, your dad probably the worst. I don't know, man. You can raise someone to carry your family name. You get that sense of fulfillment. I don't have any kids. I wouldn't know, but I'm sure it's pretty fulfilling. You can enjoy the process, experience love, and honestly, if you actually believe the stuff you were saying, like, oh, the world is definitely gonna end tomorrow or something, why would you be on twitter.com making this goddamn tweet. You don't even believe what you say. You're really gonna waste your time on Twitter arguing with people you think are idiots when you're the actual idiot? This sort of fear-mongering is so ridiculous, and I honestly hate it, because it's like, it prevents people from actually going on and living their lives. They'll be like, oh, if I bring my kid into this world, somebody's gonna toss chemical gas in his face or something. Like, it's not gonna happen, bro. Chill out. If you want to have kids, go have kids. Don't be guilt-tripped by these fucking losers. Okay, now they're getting a bit serious. Other than completely selfish reasons, I don't know how anyone could feel good about bringing a child into this world. Are their parents going to automatically supply a nuke-safe bunker? And a lifetime worth of radiation-free food? I'm genuinely curious. That's right. Unless you have $6 trillion saved up, do not have kids, because you're not going to provide them a nuclear bunker on the definite nuclear bomb that's going to fall on their head, obviously. Why do you need a nuclear-safe bunker for your kid? There's been no nukes dropped yet, you fucking idiot. Just because something may possibly happen doesn't mean you give it up completely. And you're acting like you know it's a certainty, it's definitely going to happen. There's like a 95% probability of a nuclear war breaking out. In reality, you don't know. You're just pessimistic. Have hope, for God's sake. If you want to be a sourpuss, go do it on your own, okay? Don't guilt trip people into not having kids just because you don't want kids. I mean, based on your logic, like, why do anything significant at all? Like, why go get a job if the world is gonna end anyways? I mean, you act all high and mighty over here, acting as if you know exactly what's gonna happen. I doubt you're doing anything to prevent it, or even educate yourself as to what is actually happening. You probably just want to fearmonger, because that's what Twitter users love to do. I hate this goddamn mindset, like, why do anything significant at all if it's not gonna work? Why do I apply to that job? I'm just gonna get rejected. Why do I try to fulfill my dreams or anything? It's just not gonna work out. Like, why would I? Like, you just have a horrible attitude. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that at least you're not bringing kids into this world, you know? So this guy responds with like a very sweet message, and look at the response, right? My boy is 6 on the spectrum, and he's the happiest, sweetest, funniest guy, and the greatest thing that has ever happened to me, and taught me a lot about love I didn't know was possible. Of course, I'm scared for our future, but I have zero regrets, and whatever happens, we will face it together. So wholesome, right? Let's see what they say. People who don't have kids can still experience love that is out of this world without subjecting an innocent person to the atrocities that life this day and age entails. Is one of those atrocities just listening to you talk, honestly? Jesus Christ, this mother flipper really mad about that PS4 controller, huh? I agree, complete atrocity. I would not want them to experience that level of pain. I'm sure people who've been through the wars probably had the same sort of thoughts as you, like, oh my god, I should just, oh, the world's gonna be horrible, this is never gonna get better, right? But it always does get better. That is the miracle of the human condition. This all boils down to the fact that you're an extreme pessimist just projecting your views on other people. Some people are optimistic, okay? Some people are actually hopeful about this world. Click this video or you turn out as brain dead as them. Bye-bye.